Hello, I'm Philip, and this is my oral presentation. I am studying game crowdfunding and monetization techniques. I identified, reviewed, and created a summary of 2 GDC presentations as a critical review on the topic. I want to become successful in selling games and becoming rich, having learned graphic and communication design on top of a bachelor's degree in game design. For assignment 1C, I still have to write a letter to a scholar or designer based on GDC videos that I don't intend to send after this oral presentation. But for my major project, I am thinking of making 2,000 to 3,000 word essay with references, including a bibliography. Project clarity will be demonstrated in terms of research questions that are clear and well-defined. Project direction is presented coherently, and students consider the important contribution of the research project. Scholarship, where students demonstrate familiarity and understanding of key concepts or issues relevant to core projects and implementation with theories, concepts, experiments, ideas in their work. Postgraduate synthesis is a synthesis of primary or secondary research sources, research questions, and the underlying academic literature. Performance and evidence of student-directed research are evidenced of 8 weeks of study. Shows growth, depth of project reviews from task 2 to final project submission. Prove and recognize grants and creators that have directly influenced my research project and practice. Thoughtful presentation on how to recognize these people, quotes in text, display, or oral. Communication and project management, where ideas are clearly communicated during project submission. Projects are submitted in a timely manner. I am interested in the topic because Thomas Bideau of ICO Partners offers a truthful assessment of the game industry's crowdfunding ecosystem based on actual data as well as practical guidance on what it takes to secure finance for a video game project in 2016. It is important to others because game design, programming, music, visual arts, business management, production, internet games, and many other topics are covered in GDC lectures. I am interested in the topic of Scott McKellen's GDC talk since it proposes long-term solutions for game developers who want excellent value from the many games they have worked so hard to create. It is important to others since the GDC talk covers a range of topics including game design, programming, sound, visuals, business, production, online gaming, and more. 800-word paper on reading GDC lecture grant application, GCAP conference, and group discussion related to my brief project. An effective critical review will interact with the main ideas of the paper and summarize in my own words and communicate my views on the position taken in the text discussion. I've determined what this idea concept means for my project, as the format must be an 800-word long summary. The synopsis for assignment 2, oral presentation. The synopsis will describe what my project aims to achieve and how I intend to achieve it. In more general terms, it makes a case for what I plan to do, including what I have made so far. The oral presentation can address synopsis points and extend beyond them by showing and discussing the holistic project. Assignment 1C, due September 12th. A letter or paragraph acknowledging the practice of a scholar or designer and how it inspires my work and thoughts. Sent as an option. This mission is to share recognition and appreciation. The letters will be read together in class in week 8. Major project due October. Choose from either an essay of 2,000 to 200,000 words, includes references or artist statement with citations, 2 to 3 podcasts lasting about 5 to 7 minutes each containing references, 10 to 12-minute video essay that includes references and research submission of an A1 academic post including references, industry report, 6 to 10 pages including references, grand prose with academic design comments and post-mortem observations, about 6 to 10 pages depending on grant application to be determined. For Finding Life for Game on Taste Beyond the Mega Hit, Scott McClellan felt the same way. McClellan was director of operations at RockU. He was there to give this speech on Finding Life for Taste Beyond the Mega Hit. He gave a little bit of background on RockU, who they were, and when they got started being a top Facebook app and game developer. A lot of people might have been familiar with the word franchise, franchise. Everybody was familiar with the 98.5% of users that would never spend a single penny on your game, Scott McClellan's game or anybody's game. It was like for sure, but Scott did not have any problem. It was interesting to me that even though he came from the background of development, and he knew how hard it was, he would sit in front of his computer, sometimes in front of his TV, and say, did I want to spend $5 on this movie that was going to keep him entertained for about 2 hours? Scott thought it was funny just having the background, and he still had problems spending money on something that was going too far for entertainment because he felt like he was wasting time, and it was not something that he would invest money into if he already invested time into it. In Rockview games, they convey to the players that don't want to see it added because they're going to try to monetize the people who don't spend any money. For crowdfunding 301, and while by day Torpedo is advertising on free-to-play PC games, online games, he really likes crowdfunding things too, so he tries to stay on top of things in terms of trends and trends and what is happening in the crowdfunding space. One thing Bido does is constantly looks at how and what in the health of crowdfunding of video games. These all are half years that the team has for video games in terms of the total money raised. Looking in terms of the range of projects that can get funded, this is going to decrease into the exceedingly small project, 10,000 and less, as an increase into the range of project that raises between 10 and 50,000 and 50,000 to 10 to 100,000. The last thing in terms of graphs in that graph, which shows how many projects get funded every month since the beginning of 2012. So it is almost every day on Kickstarter there is a video game. The video game gets funded. In terms of how much money was raised, it is good. So keep these things in mind. The very first thing he tries to tell people is crowdfunding is about love. People love the project because they are the ones who are trying to give money.